Welcome to Work the Left Side. There was a True Grit show Friday just gone, which means we are back. I'm joined by the dynamic duo and my crazy ass cat to talk about True Grit. So yes, we have Paul and Dan in the house. Gentlemen, how are we both?
I'll let you go first, Dan. Yeah, touch of cold, so if I sound off, it's just that. But yeah, all good. Can't wait to get into this. How are you, Paul?
Fantastic, mate. I'm still coming down from the event. I've just been talking to anyone that'll listen to me about it. Just that was just pure ecstasy, weren't it?
Well, yeah, it was a roller coaster. Obviously, off the bat, what I will say though is, we are going to be talking about the results. We are going to be talking about returns. We're going to be talking about all the good stuff because, that's what we want to do. So if you haven't watched the show yet, if you weren't there and you're planning on watching it, going over to Triller to watch it, do so now. Pause this, boot up Triller, head to True Grit, watch the show, be amazed, in awe, be wrestling entertained, be sports entertained, and then come back and finish watching this. And see if you agree with what we're saying. But yeah, gentlemen, that was just even not even a chef's kiss. That seems to undersell it. I kind of do the chef's kiss for a few things, but that's not even. I don't know, man. It was a king's banquet. Is what it was.
It's a smorgasbord of delights, and by the end of it, my goosebumps had goosebumps. But we'll get to that, won't we?
Yes. So, let's just crack on with the first match, which, again, Dan, I sort of said to you, we need to sort of start predicting maybe what we think the first match of the show is going to be, because it always fascinates me, and we've always got this logic of, a wrestling show will, or should, 9 times out of 10 start with, your clear face, your clear heel. It trains, it shows the first timers what to do. You boo the bad guy, you cheer the good guy. And obviously we're talking clear-cut heels. That means the first match was a Nathan Black match.
It was, and what a match to set the tone for the night. Nathan doing his prayer beforehand.
Forgive me, Lord, for I am huge.
It was interesting actually, because we were talking about Nathan potentially stepping up to main event on the last show as a heel, and he was doing all his usual shtick and being his usual bastardy self. But it was getting a bit of a laugh, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's questionable territory now for me, because obviously it's awesome and it's amazing, but we were talking about it before, like sort of saying he's one of the few out and out heels. He's just gnarly. As great as he is, you're going to boo him, you want to boo him. But I think something's changing and he's becoming, like you said, he's kind of getting
the cat disagrees.
A face reaction from some people, and I think it's that kind of on the ledge at the minute where he could go one way or the other. If he keeps down this route, in 6 months' time, I'll put money on it, we'll have a face Nathan. He's got to do something. Yeah, he's got to do something to kind of be, extra heelish, or, and I don't think he can, though, because I just think he's just become that entertaining. He's just on point with everything. You kind of can't.
I don't know. When he opens his mouth, he's a genuinely funny bloke, but he was still a bit of a shitbag when it came to between the ropes and some of the answers.
Part of who he is, isn't it? He's a comedian. You don't call yourself a comedian if you don't make people laugh. And he's still always going to be that twat as far as I'm concerned. Anyway,
nothing personal in that whatsoever.
But yeah, obviously Nathan versus Kid Lycos 2. And we mentioned Nathan. Yeah. This was the match. This was the opening match. And what a way to start a show. This just absolutely ticked all the boxes. Like I sort of said, somebody to boo, somebody to cheer. You had your moments, you had your wrestling, you had your technical stuff, you had your fast-paced stuff. There's not many ways better to start a show.
It was a classic dynamic, really. Big gobshite heel, smaller nippy baby face, like both partial to a shenanigan or two. It was just a a great mix just to be really entertaining and kicking off a show exactly as you want it. It was, couldn't fault any of it. Said to you, me and you, Nick, we were talking about it on the night. Just really, really bloody entertained is the best way to put it. You know, Lycos 2 pulling out all the mad stuff, the physical stuff, and Nathan just bringing the size.
Jesus,
playing the powerhouse. So it's easy watching. It's easy to be entertained by, like you said, cheer the face, boo the heel, have a bit of a laugh at some of the shit the heel comes out with. And like, bang, I'm into it. It's a Friday night. It's been a long week. I'm knackered. But that has got me in the mood for what's to come.
Exactly. Paul, you enjoy this one? Besides, obviously, Nathan's involvement, but, you know.
I know, I was literally the first person that he met at the entrance ramp, and there was a brief moment where we caught each other's eyes, and yeah, that chapter's closed now. So yeah, he just got on with what he had to do. Sorry, I'm joined with Austin. But yeah, I did enjoy the match. I want to see Nathan start taking on someone a bit closer to his own size now. You know, his shithousery, turning Lycos's mask round to get a cheeky win. I think I think he needs to meet someone his own size now, and you know, let's give him a real challenge.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Who would that be? Do you reckon? Who would you like to see Nathan face?
Oh, Rope Crews.
Oh, yeah. The Heroes.
Oh,
Both good options. Both very good options. Wouldn't mind seeing JC bring Rampage back.
oh.
I've got him early.
Just say Rampage's name.
So give him a challenge, not a death wish.
Dude. Nathan versus Rampage, that'd be freaking mental.
Jesus, yeah.
But it was good. It was good to see Lycos 2 as well. I wouldn't mind seeing Lycos 2 have a few more regular matches, or even bring original Lycos back as well.
We've only seen Lycos Jim once. I mean, that was in York, and that was against Misery Business, and that was like a match of the year contender.
Yes.
With
the Resistance bands.
Yeah, Bing! That's what I was going to say. That was brilliant.
Etched in my mind.
Oh, poor Alan. Bad news, Alan. But yeah, great way to start the show. Obviously, you said it, Nathan with a cheeky win. Great way to win it as well. You know, just the turning of the mask. I don't recall ever seeing that before. Obviously, it's been done before. I just don't recall ever seeing it being done before. And yeah, you kind of like got a cheeky smile. It's like, oh, you dastardly man. If you had a mustache, you'd be twirling it afterwards. Like,
I think that's what Nathan needs: a comedy twizzly mustache.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, great way to start the show. Obviously, you know, first match is important, sets the bar, and you know, if there were any new faces, which there always seems to be now at True Grit, every sort of show there's a few new people not seen before. You know, that set the bar for them what to expect. It can be like, okay, you're in for a good show.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Yeah.
Was it the women's match next, or am I jumped ahead?
I believe so. Yeah, number one contender. I think. Pretty sure it was. Yeah.
Sorry about that, lads. My internet dropped out for a second there. We moved on to Lana Austin, Melissa Fierce.
Yes.
Yeah, we were just saying what the next match was. Yeah.
You was just trying to ring it without you being able to tell us. Like, yeah, I think it is. Yeah, where's Dan? Dan.
I know. I thought that you were thinking. It just froze on your face. You were just like for about 15 seconds.
No, that's just my internet having a shit fit. Yeah, it was. It was Lana Austin, Melissa Fierce for the number one contendership, and another bloody good match. We said at the time it was going to be a good one. Lana was a bit like Nathan, just shenanigans about doing all the stuff with that kid at the ringside with his hat.
Yeah.
She started putting it on and wrestling while she was wearing that and pretending to give it back and bugging him off. It was just classic heel stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think Melissa doing what Melissa does, turned up, like I say, technically on point, looks on point, looks like a wrestler, moves like a wrestler. And thanks to a video interruption, got the win.
Yeah, Holly Barlow from wherever she was on holiday. I think might have been Disneyland. I couldn't quite tell.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say Florida. I'm sure she said she was in Florida.
Yeah, that was it. Distracts Lana, and the second match in a row, we get a cheeky roll-up.
Yeah.
For the win. But one thing I always forget about Melissa, it's because she's in and out of True Grit, isn't she, really? A bit sporadic.
Yeah.
I always forget about her kicks. I don't know if that's a recent development in her arsenal, but like every time, the last couple of times I've seen it, it's, oh yeah, she can throw a bloody good kick.
Yeah.
And quite literally kick the shit out of people.
Yep.
She can throw a bloody good punch as well. I saw a video, I can't remember if it was Instagram, but she was on one of them punch machines, with the number screen on it. She was with two other female wrestlers, and she can really, really throw a nasty, nasty punch.
Quick question, really, really important question. You just made me think of it, when you're talking about like the roll up. Obviously, I think Nathan won with the it was a schoolboy. So would it be a schoolgirl for Melissa?
Well, that's what they call it on WWE, but I called them both a cheeky roll up.
It's like, it was just me thinking, obviously, I know if it's a schoolboy kind of thing. I was like, hang on a minute. It's like gender biased. Can they have a schoolgirl roll up?
The cheeky roll up thing comes, I'm sure that came from Chris Brooks and Lycos. What was their tag team name? CCK. I'm sure it came from something like that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Melissa versus Alexis. We found out that's going to be in York.
Yes.
So cue another banger. Bring it on. Can't wait for that. I do wonder, with it being sort of the October show, the Halloween show, I know Alexis likes a Disney-themed gear. Reckon we're going to get some Nightmare Before Christmas.
I think you might get Maleficent or Wicked. She might come out all green.
Is Frank and Weenie Disney?
No, it's Pixar.
No. Tim Burton, isn't it? But yeah, I'll get slated for that now.
And rightly so.
Yeah.
So I've got the show playing in the background, just watching it. Just one of those thrust kicks I've just seen Melissa throw just catches Lana right in the gob. It's brutal.
Shout out as well. You'll see it at the end of the match after when Lana's going out. Mr. Ian Hippie Baker going for that cheeky high five, and Lana just be like, "Nah, mate," and just besmirches him and walks off. Poor Ian.
Well,
he even had his Lana Austin t-shirt on as well. He even had the Friends inspired Lana t-shirt, but nope, still didn't get no love.
Yeah, well, at that stage, thinking about the prediction league, there was only me and you, Nick, who were 2 for 2 off the first two matches.
Ooh. Oof.
Yeah.
It soon changes, I'm sure. I know it changes in the main event. But what was after the you're the only person I know, well, spoiler alert, that Dan can be all smug about that main event. He'd be like, I told you.
It's rubbish being right sometimes, but I wasn't the only one that predicted it.
Right, what was after the women's number one?
Good question.
I just watched it before. Can't remember.
It wasn't Sunny and Gunga, was it?
It was, yes, that was it.
Yeah.
Definitely not just fast forwarding it on just so I can watch little bits and pieces. The first sponsor match in True Grit history. Nikki Hayes from Jobbing with Nikki, also the Hot Tag Foundation, who were present on the night, and having people make the signs and all that, which is always a good time. Quick shout out to Hot Tag Foundation, by the way. They've had a custom belt made and it looks bloody fantastic.
Nice
and blue. Yeah, do great work, raise a load of money, do all that sort of say hi, make a sign, do all that good stuff. Next time you're at True Grit and you see them around. But yeah, the sponsor match, Jobbing with Nikki with the two Blackout boys, Sammy Blue and Gung Ho Muttley. We expected a good match, and we bloody got a good match, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we got a look at the future for Gung Ho's character. You know, this isn't going to be a one-off appearance. You know, I like to sort of see he's turned up, he's put his character out there straight out the bat.
Yeah.
We know what to expect. You know, and will we see some W's on that chalkboard? You know, in the win-loss categories. You know,
No, I hope so, but
do you know what I want from it? Right, I want it to be like when Brian Myers was Kurt Hawkins in WWE when he went on that 211 losing streak. Or like MVP did the same thing on SmackDown, you know, years back.
yeah.
Those losing streaks, you start off a heel doing that sort of thing, and then it comes back around because then people start thinking, oh, you know, it's getting ridiculous now. We just want to see him win one. Although the main thing, one of the things out of this match that was gutted, the chant that I tried to start, "His medals are chocolate," didn't quite catch on.
No,
Right,
but we did get your music's great, but you're a twat.
Yeah.
Your music's great,
Yeah.
but you're a twat.
Yeah, that was good. But Paul, I've got to ask you, mate, what did Thomas make of this one?
oh, absolutely loved it. Like, we've seen Sammy Blue a few times, you know, put some brilliant, unfortunate losing efforts in, but you know, I feel like he's established now already, becoming you know what you're going to get with him. Gungo, we've not seen as much, but he's gone from the one person on the poster that I didn't recognise and didn't know his name to somehow being the family favourite. Like, I had to literally go out and buy 2 lacrosse sticks because he's so over with the kids. Kids were going mental for him. Really enjoyed his match. I'm going to be going over to a Blackheart now to watch him there. So, you know, I really loved it. I said the same thing that Nick said at the start, and I said it to Becky on the way back in the car. I said, bringing out that chalkboard with the W and the L is meaning that we're going to get this guy more often. And I feel exactly the same as you. What a clever move. You're going to get the bookings and you're going to be around with us for a long time. And that finish was fantastic. I absolutely loved that finish.
We had 2 cheeky roll-ups, and we nearly got a very cheeky finish on this one.
Yeah. That could have gone awfully wrong if we'd have pulled these boxers down with it. But yeah, what a finish, and then a turn into a Canadian destroyer. But yeah, props to the pair of them.
It was a code red or a pop rocks, as Roxanne Perez does it. So it wasn't quite a Canadian destroyer.
Yeah, it's code red. Sammy does it. Code blue.
Code blue, yeah. Sorry to be the actually guy, but
yeah.
Wow.
Let's be
fair. It was fantastic. It was 2 good characters, a very strong match, and a brilliant finish. You know, that what a great match Nikki put on for us. You know, like sponsoring it, and thanks for bringing it to us. Loved the guys, loved the match. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And Sammy seems to have a bit of extra swagger about him in this match as well.
Yes.
I don't know whether it's obviously previous matches, the confidence, even though, you know, he's lost, you know, he knows he's put a hell of a performance in.
Yeah.
He knows how good he is. That confidence has got to be flying high. He's in there with, you know, Gung Ho, somebody he knows very well. He seemed to have a little bit of an extra strut or swagger in his movements. So that was fun to see.
It was great to see. And one thing, a touch I did love was on the finish. Gungo's there. He's quite literally had his pants down, his wrestling shorts down. The finish has been hit, and Gungo spent ages in the pose after being pinned with his legs up until Sammy finally kicked him in the ass.
Yeah.
to knock him over and get him back to life. And then Sammy going and actually drawing the loss on the board as well. Just brilliant. Just all around brilliant stuff. Great entertainment, and the tantrum that Gungo threw at the end. It was like prime Christian.
I said that to you, didn't I? That was like Christian circa 2002 or something, you know. But yeah, obviously, just you mentioned Blackheart before. I'll take a second just to acknowledge them because they're awesome. And when you do go to Blackheart, you'll have the pleasure of actually being able to cheer on Gung Ho because he is.
Oh, we did anyway.
Yeah.
Zero shits given. You know, Thomas was on his lacrosse stick singing into the end of it. 0 shits given if everybody booed him. Thomas wanted Gungo all the way.
Cheer the faces and boo the heels.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter when it's Gungo Muttley.
Exactly. Even though he did get his medals from Temu, it's fine. 5 for a quid. I don't know.
I thought they were Cadbury's.
Or chocolate was, yeah. I would say that you probably got more than twice that amount from Temu, but sent half back for a refund a la Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? We were talking about gold there. Next up was the tag title match. Regime defending against the Goth Boys against Misery Business. And this were bloody tasty, wasn't it?
Oh.
First off, they tried to bring Sash out, even though Sash was banned from ringside. Bobby told him where to go, which I love that. Brilliant stuff. Just seen Gungo have a tantrum. We saw Sash have one, but ultimately have to piss off. And I like the bit of bass in his voice that Bobby got as well. He's asserting his authority, which, no bad thing. There'll be some out there in the regime who call me a hypocrite for saying that, but when it's to enforce the rules and make it a fair fight, why not? But I'll just go first on this one. One thing that stood out to me was I want a Franco Fate versus Alan Kay singles match, because those two big meaty men slapping meat, they were to rob a wrestling cliche. They were like two bulls just beating the shit out of each other in that match. They were bloody brilliant. But I'm running out of breath, so I got a cold. What did you guys think?
Paul?
You'll have to forgive me on this one. Kids were desperate for the toilet. We went outside, and there we caught up with Gungo, and I missed a lot of this match. I could hear the noise though from outside, and the amount of times that I thought, "Oh, that was over quick," and it wasn't, because when I went back in there, it was still going on. So, I'm guessing that there were some major spots in there, some big things happening. But I did miss it all until the end, near enough, unfortunately. So you'll have to fill in the blanks on me on this one.
Well, as Dan just says, we had that Alan Kay, Franco moments, often shoulder tackle, bish bash bosh, big men slapping meat, Alan hitting the double suplex on Brad and Franco, and then we got, one of my all-time favorites currently, Mr. Joe Wade in the ring. We got the kicks, Franco and Brad down on the knees, just kick to Brad's head. Franco gets up, tries to mount an offense. Joe ain't having it, mate. Kicks his hand away. One of the best moves in British wrestling at the moment. That jumping knee strike from Joe Wade. Bosh. Franco's chin. Lands, spins around, German suplex. It's just so sweet.
Not that Nick was invested in the match or anything.
I was doubly invested because massive mark for Misery Business, but it's my boys from Nottingham, so I was just kind of like, I'm just going to enjoy this one, and I know who's going to win it, so I'm not too worried. But I like to see a worthy challenge, and Misery Business absolutely smashed it. And obviously, like I just said, Joe Wade is like one of my favourite talents in British wrestling right now. So
yeah, I've said quite a few times. I'm assuming on other podcasts as well. Just how far Joe Wade's come and how much he's changed since he first came in, when he was wrestling at places like Rise, and he looked to be the second coming of Will Ospreay with all the high flying stuff he could do and things like that, which he still does to a degree. But to have grounded himself a bit more and doing more of that strike based offense and stuff like that, he really is a top quality hybrid athlete and fighter and wrestler. So yeah, I'm spot on with there, mate. He's just so good. And then they just damn and dirty knock the shit out of you. Pair of heels out there, Franco and Brad. Take affiliations away. They are two hard bastards, and they really do show it.
Although you kind of, I can't stop seeing it now. You kind of pointed it out. It's like the evolution of Triple H, from the long hair to the face being upside down job. Bald on top, big bushy beard. I was like, oh shit, never noticed that before. It does kind of look like that,
yeah. But when you're being compared to Triple H, is it really an insult?
Yeah.
I mean, for the regime, yes, but please don't hurt me.
Hopefully, JC doesn't have a daughter. Then one of them's going to marry to, get to the top. But banging match. I'm going to pull back from that comment straight away, just in case I get any beef. But it was a great tag match. We knew it would be, and it just absolutely, everything I wanted it to be. Two amazing teams, but my Nottingham boys retained, so I'm doubly happy. Because I'm going to emphasise the Nottinghamness now at the minute, purely because a majority of the True Grit fans are tossers.
No, they're not. Not
we'll get to that why. We'll get to why later on.
I will say though, just Paul mentioned it there. He had a lot of noise saying, "Oh, it must be over. It must be over." That was just all the near falls. The crowd was so invested in it. Everybody, it's like, "Oh, they're going to win. Misery Business are going to win. They're going to win." And then, it speaks to both teams how much the regime are hated, how much Misery Business are loved. The crowd were that into it that from the outside you thought the match was over several times, and that never dropped. It was brilliant. It really was. Well, we've got to talk about the end of the match actually, because this was the match before the insult. Mystery person, all in black. Balaclava goggles, hits the ring, takes out Joe Wade and Alan Kay, takes the mask off, and nobody in the live crowd, very few people in the live crowd, could make out who it was. Then he started taking out Franco and Brad, and there's still people, me included, thinking, I know his face, but I can't place him. Because the body transformation this guy's undergone is incredible. It was Anderson Daniels from Meatwagon, who've been very vocal on social media, rightly so, about never having a rematch for the tag titles that they lost. So decided to take matters into his own hands. Yeah. But my God, he looks a completely different person. Yeah. Really crazy. He's just as, if not more meaty than before. But good God, he looks incredible.
Leaned out, hasn't he, a lot? It's quite a funny story, because when I said that I missed most of the match because I was outside and he ended up talking to Gungo Muttley, I walked back in and I walked right past Anderson Daniels to a point that my kids, they're always bouncing off people, are excited. I actually said, sorry, mate. I remember saying sorry, mate, to somebody as I walked through. And then I just went and took my seat again. And then he came in, and I've been screaming for these guys to come back. I didn't recognise him either. It was only because I was sat close to the comms table. I heard Mark Adams say, that's one half of Meatwagon. And I was, oh, all right, brilliant. But, I sent a message and said, hey, my boys from Manchester are back. And Anderson said, I had to laugh because you walked right past me. And he said, I was trying to hide. And he said, you didn't even recognise me. You looked right at me, didn't even recognise me. He said, I was scared to death that, you are the kids were going to recognise me.
I'll be honest, I come back from toilet for the start of this match. And I walked past him, but he already had all the gear on his face. So I had no chance. I thought, oh, here we go, running. This'll do.
I didn't even recognise. I was just apologising because my kids were barging through. Like, let's get back to the seats, and nearly ran into him. Sorry, mate, and then just didn't even pay attention to who I was talking to.
Yeah, but it's not like... Sorry, just quickly to finish on here. It was another cheeky roll up.
Oh God, yeah,
it was.
Sorry,
it didn't feel excessively too many cheekies, but it's not to besmirch, Anderson. It's just like I said, he's just a transformation. It's like he's still got the muscle, but like I say, he's just leaned down. His face is slimmer. It's like totally changed the shape of his face, and it was just like, did not recognize him. But I am hyped because obviously afterwards they announced the main event for the next Leeds show, which is obviously the Jacob's Ladder show. And we get the regime, we get Misery Business, and we get Meatwagon in a ladder match.
I can't wait for that beautiful stuff. That Leeds card shaping up very nicely, and we'll get to more about that in a little bit. But what a main event that's going to be. The regime going in with the titles, Misery Business looking to regain, and a returning Meatwagon with a chip on the shoulder. I don't know how I'm going to feel about face Meatwagon, but I can't wait to see it.
it's just gonna be it's just gonna be one of those matches you can just sit back and just enjoy. You know, you've got your clear heels, your clear faces, and you kind of got Meatwagon in the middle who are just like awesome. You know, and can both teams beat the meat, I suppose.
Well, the last ladder match was Meatwagon, so they're on good form in ladder matches, got a good history. So
I wouldn't want to fuck with Franco when there's a ladder about though. You know, the man's got a little bit of his toe in the death pool matches. He knows how to use weapons. He knows how to throw the big metal things around. So I would keep an eye on Franco in that match because I think
that's certainly going to be a banger.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that on our preview show at the time. But you say about people who know how to throw weapons around. Coming out of the interval, the next match was HT Drake versus BA Rose, the dream match we never knew we wanted. Yeah, this was bloody good, wasn't it? As we knew it would be.
Yeah.
Just like I said, first time in ages I've seen. It feels like that I've seen BA in just a straight up match with no hardcore stipulation, no death match, none of that, and it was nice and refreshing. There was still a bit of the outside. He still threw himself into it all like a maniac, you know, like we said, like the Yorkshire Foley. But yeah, I bloody love this match as well. So good.
The last time I saw BA in a non kind of match like that, I'm sure it was against Ellis Barker at Planet Wrestle.
Yeah.
That's the last time I saw BA in just an up and out, just a wrestling match. Which again points out or emphasizes the awesomeness of BA Rose, you know, the fact that he can have just wrestling matches at somewhere like Planet Wrestle, which is a family sort of show. And yeah, the dude just knows what he's doing. And obviously, we've said about Drake before, one of the most acknowledged British wrestlers. He's just a master of everything, and just give him a paper bag, and you know he'll carry it in a match and make you amazed at what he can do.
Yeah. I was trying to think of one word to describe this match, and it's smash mouth.
Smash mouth, yeah.
Like they just smashed each other in the mouth repeatedly in very many and varied ways. Everything they did was it just seemed to have an extra level of physicality between them, which is again we've got to this point. We've had a bit of that with Franco and Alan in the previous match, but as far as a straight up singles match, every one of them's been a little bit different. And I say this coming out of every True Grit show, but it's what makes any show for me is that variety. And you're not going to get you're not going to get similar matches back to back. It's not a conveyor belt of wrestling. Everything's a little bit different. Sorry, Paul, a word in edgewise, mate.
Hey, don't worry. No, yeah. Well, it was one thing I was going to say, and then when you said that, I thought of another thing. But the variety, a definite. That was like the mainstay for us as a family, from following Enzerico, Wesley around all the shows, to us finding a home at True Grit. First card we went to had a ladder match, a strap match, like no disqualification match. I was like, Jesus, this is all on one card. And that's like what True Grit's becoming. I felt like this BA Rose, HT Drake, I feel like they made us wait a little bit for us to get the match that we all had in mind. Very early on, I felt that HT Drake was getting a little bit of the better of the wrestling side to a point that he was almost cocky about it. And then he hit the punch, and that's when BA Rose stood back up, and the eyes in you thought, this is it. Oh, shit. Here we go. And then that was it. Then it was off. But I like it how they made us wait, because I was just sat there thinking, this isn't what I was expecting it to be. And then all of a sudden, I was like, here we go.
That moment when you could pause that moment when he punched him and just like slow it down in slow motion and just be like, do the voiceover and be like, it was at this moment he realised.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
But I like that though, that they made you wait. They didn't go full whack into it, because we're just coming off the interval. A couple of people are maybe still taking the seats, or taking the spots back up, getting a beer, and they're just like, right, just give it a minute, and then we go for it. It just absolute just veteran move, and both of these guys are veterans at this point.
Yeah.
Love it. And then that it was the pile driver that BA hit for the win, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. it look every time it looks just so brutal.
Yeah.
I love it. I'd love to see BA in True Grit more often. I could watch these two wrestle on every show.
Oh, I could.
really could.
That's what I was going to ask you. You know, where do you think's next for Drake? Because in all honesty, I thought he was going to win this match after losing to Priscilla. I was a bit like, yeah, Drake needs a bit of a revival. So where do you feel's next for him? Who do you think's his next opponent? You know, if you were to be JC, what would be his next match?
It's difficult, isn't it? Because you can put Drake against absolutely anybody.
Anyone.
And you know you're going to get a great match, excuse me. And on his day, Drake can beat anyone.
Yeah.
So you've got to aim high with him. You've got to.
Yeah.
I want to see Drake mixing it up with the title contenders. I've always been on a bit of a losing streak.
Yeah.
But just get him in there. Get him in there with a Kemper like he was supposed to do at WrestleFest. You know, let's not forget he might have had a few losses, but he's still supposed to have that match.
Yeah,
you know, a championship match. Do something like that. Give him an Alton Thorn.
Or a face Sean only.
Yeah, Drake Sean only. See who gets up to that next level. Basically, this is the thing: you can do anything and everything with Drake.
Yeah,
he's just that versatile. Give it Drake versus Nathan Black, Battle of the Bastards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the thing is, it doesn't matter where he is as long as Drake's on your show.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it. BA now, having beaten one of the gatekeepers of British wrestling, has to be looking higher next time he's back, or is he going to go away again and do his thing elsewhere for another 3-6 months? Something like that. You know, does BA also get to start mixing it up in number one contender matches?
He's got the W's because I think last time we saw him was against Dom, wasn't it? And he got the W then. Obviously, he's been.
Yeah, but that was
like
what, February.
Well, no, because it was
forearms, weren't it? December.
It was December, yeah. It was festive. It was the Christmas match.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, of course it was.
But when we do see BA, he gets the wins. So you know, wrestling logic. You know, he's probably one of the most prolific, you know, winners in True Grit because he very rarely loses when he turns up, but he's not around often enough to build any kind of storyline up with, or you know, to put him in the main event picture.
Yeah.
But when he does, you could just have that one-off match. You know, I mean, can you imagine like a trial by fire for Riley Nova? You know, right? Riley versus BA Rose. Prove to us that you're champ. You know, prove to us that you are championship material.
Yeah, I just have a name in my head then, and it's gone. Deal. It was a really good one and all. Oh well, if it comes back to me, I'll let you know. That was it. Because I think I spotted him at the show, just watching and supporting people. I don't know if he's injured or not, but we always love to see him at True Grit. Jet Marshall.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, he was. I saw him. Yeah.
Jet's always there at the Leeds ones. He very rarely, obviously, he works the York shows a lot. But yeah, generally always sort of see him. Same with Mo and Hamza. You know, I'm sure they just all come down to support, you know, the PPW faithful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was it. One thing I wouldn't mind seeing from BA, if he's looking a different route, perhaps bring in Jack Turner, his tag team partner, and we'll have a little violence party.
I was going to ask, because I've only seen them once. So I was going to ask what happened to his tag team partner, but you know, I didn't want to speak out of line because I don't know.
They're still tagging at BWR.
Right.
Jack pops up at Planet now and again. Last time I saw Jack at Planet was at the Halloween show, and he nicked my Kane mask because he was fighting Wing Commander Nash as Michael Myers. That's available to see on YouTube. He slapped me about a little bit. I probably deserved it. But anyway, moving swiftly on.
The match that we had pegged as being potentially the match of the night.
It's a weird one, isn't it, this? Because we got something we wanted, but it was at the sacrifice of something else we wanted.
Yeah.
I'll run it down if you guys don't mind.
No,
Shay Monet came out to the ring. Fantastic entrance as always. Shay looking top, up for the fight. Then that fantastic music of Adam Bolt's hits. He comes out with Ivy, obviously not dressed to compete. And we get told that Adam is injured, air quotes, and won't be wrestling. He won't be defending the title.
No. He did say he wasn't injured. He just didn't want to do the match.
That was the illusion at first.
Yeah.
And then he admitted that actually I just don't want to.
Yeah.
So he's teasing us. But the offshoot of this was that we got to see Jackie T have a match.
Yes.
Jackie T took Adam's place. We've been saying before we wanted to see more of Jackie, want to see Jackie wrestle. Not quite the way we wanted this to come about. I wanted Adam to, stick another banger on his resume. But what we did get was Bobby Cash adjusting things slightly, saying that if Shay Monet beat Jackie T, Shay gets the title shot at Jacob's Ladder. So we've already got, and shock horror, Shay got the win. It was a very good match, a real competitive match. It was a brilliant showcase, a brilliant step up for Jackie, to actually do this and have what, to my knowledge, is his first singles match.
Yes.
In True Grit that isn't a Rumble.
Yes.
Against top level opposition, and we just kept waiting. We kept waiting, but when Adam and Shay finally actually tear it up, it's going to be fantastic.
They're just building the anticipation. We know how good it's going to be, and they're kind of teasing us, and it's like, oh, no, not yet. There you go, nope, not yet. It's like, But yeah, Jacob's Ladder, like I said, 2 matches. That match is just, but yeah, not to overlook what as you sort of said, Jackie T is just awesome, and hopefully, a few True Grit fans now will be like, okay, so the dude is more than just, a manager or valet or whatever you want to call it, whatever label, security. Sorry, the dude can go, and he's got one of the best spine busters for me. I love it when Jackie T hits that spine buster.
It is a good one. Yeah, it's amazing how he goes from John Virgo as a manager to a Shield member when he's in the ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, he showed his toughness. He's more than a cheerleader at ringside. He's more than just feeding Adam Bolt means to win and being a bit of a shithouse. He gave Shay Monet a good fight, and the upshot of this is Shay got the win, as we said. But what a shame we get another Shay Monet match in True Grit.
Yeah.
That'll do nicely. I'll be honest, I was a wee bit inebriated at this point, so some of the finer details are escaping me. Yeah, well, it always gets a bit wobbly for me around this time, doesn't it?
Paul, like you said, man, we got to see Jackie T in the ring. You impressed?
Yeah, definitely. Jackie had a difficult setting to go into that evening because the hype was this match, Adam Bolt. We had it all ready. We were prepared for it, and Jackie had to take that place. So that is a tough way to make your singles appearance. And Jackie lived up to it. And as much as I didn't want Jackie to win, I wanted Jackie to put on a good show. All the way through Adam Bolt's reign as Pride champion, Jackie T has been imperative to that title run. It had been really good. The spots, the timing, the bumps that he's took, he deserved that moment and put on a great match that made us not disappointed that we didn't get Adam Bolt and Jackie T. Adam Bolt and Shay Monet, and as Dan said, we get another Shay Monet appearance out of it, so that's brilliant. The things that I remember though with Shay Monet, especially the you know, they call it, is it Weeping Willow, upside down on the turnbuckle,
Yeah.
and Shane Monet just diving in with a drop kick. That sounds like bones snapping. The sound from that, and some of the strikes, I sit there wincing. You know, there's not many people that can generate a sound like that, and you just think, how the hell does that not really hurt? It is so loud. You look around at people's reactions, especially, you know, that drop kick into the corner. The sound that comes off that, you look at everyone, and some people that are there first time, they're like, can't even bring themselves to look at it.
Yeah.
Shane Monet's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, I said it last time, I'll say it again. One of the best in the UK for me.
Yeah.
Shane Monet. I'll give Jackie T. I just remember one of Jackie T's moves that I saw. He got like shaped from the powerbomb position on his shoulder. Went for like a Stormbreaker effort. That was mint.
Yes.
I really like that. That looks awesome. I can't remember how this one finished now.
It was obviously Adam did come out eventually, tried to get involved, and but to no avail. Shay hit that sweet looking. I can't remember the name of it, but that it nearly killed Sammy Blue last time. God,
Eddie Kruger,
man, yeah, that it nearly killed Sammy last time, but it was just bish bash bosh, bam, on his head. See you later. Jobs are good, but that's an awesome. Yeah, what you pointed out, Paul. I didn't even really think about that at the time, but it must have been Jackie must have gone into this match knowing how hyped the fans were for Shane Monet versus Adam Bolt, and to kind of have that on your shoulders and be like, oh shit, you know, am I going to get a reaction? Are they going to be that pissed off that they're not getting that match? Are they going to react to this one? Yeah, I've not even thought of that, and that just
it's bloody hard, that, isn't it? Yeah.
It's even more impressive that Jackie turned up and did what he did and did it so well with that on his shoulders. It's just, kudos to the man. He fully deserves it.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be disappointed, you know, if like next show he's on the poster and you know that you're going to get him in the ring again. You won't be disappointed after that showing.
But it is time. I think it's run for about 45 minutes in total. Did it? The main event. It was just kind of like
just about, yeah.
Dude, it was the True Grit Games. It was the name of the show. We had the 6 participants. We had Owen Thorne, Sash, Riley, Kemper, Vuzic, Brady. Elimination, no DQ. Everybody comes out. Obviously, JC's out first in his little podium of power. Regime posters all around the left bank, which we'll obviously mention, just to kind of set the mood, the ambience, and so it just kind of all started off. It was very much had that 3-on-3 kind of setup. You know, you had Sash, Riley, and Brady on one side, Alton, Vuzic, and Kemper on the other side, and then just obviously went out. We kind of knew who was going after who, pretty much. Obviously, Kemp after Brady, Vuzic after Riley, Alton after Sash. Then it got all mixed up, but that was the first initial oomph.
Yeah, well, you'll have to forgive me because for the start of this one, I was actually caught talking outside to Mr. Adam Bolt.
Oh, okay, I'll let you off.
And Jackie, as I mentioned, I've got something in the works that is still coming, but it is going to now have Mr. Bolt's direct involvement. So yeah, I'll let you all know when that hits and everything's sorted. I'm hoping later this week, but it might be running to next week. We'll see how things go. And I am so at the start of the match, I came back in just as Alton Thorne was reaching for the nettles.
Yeah.
I know he got the toys out. And
he did.
Inflicted some violence. Apparently, by his own admission, he was perhaps a bit too focused on Sash.
Yeah.
Which,
given the history, is understandable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and you know, any day you get to hit Sash with, you know, bins and kendo sticks and stop signs and nettles is a good day. It's a nice day at work. But it was to no avail. Alton was the first eliminated, I believe.
Yes.
Great.
He was
one of the biggest threats.
By Sash.
Do you know what? I was worried at that point. Sash got
You know what
the first elimination, and
Do you know what worried
I
me?
thought that bastard Paul's done it, hasn't he?
No, I forgot that it was an elimination match. So when Sash pinned Dalton, I was like, "Oh shit, it's happened!" And then I realised it was an elimination match. And I was like, phew. As much as I didn't want it to happen, I thought it was going to happen. But yeah, I forgot it was an elimination match. And it's like shit when he got the pin.
Just imagine that reaction to, oh mate, I can't even imagine. Like, you just for a split second you was like, fuck, he's done it, I was right. But yeah, for that split second, you in your mind, yeah, we had a new champion, and it was Sash.
And then I turned and looked at Thompson. Shit.
I tell you one thing I did like before the first elimination was was Kemper powerbombing Sash onto Brady and Riley on the outside.
Oh yeah,
that was a sick spot. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And then Alton gets in and just launches a bin at Brady's face.
Alton put Sash in the bin as well, didn't we? Like the catapult into the corner. I can't remember at what point of the match it was where I can't remember who was picking him up. Was it Brady picking up Sash and just kept suplexing him onto someone and just kept missing?
Yeah. I think
he was trying to suplex him to someone onto the floor, but kept missing.
He was trying to. I think he was trying to slam him onto Vucic.
It was, yeah. He was trying to pick him up and slam him. And as anybody who's been to True Grit shows previously knows, Brady's slams look horrific. They just freaking. Yeah. It's just he's got a bit of extra oomph to him. The person bounces, they land. It's just like, Sash just got that like 5 times in quick succession, and it was just horrific.
Yeah. It'd be a lot to go through this sort of move by move. Like I say, it's like a 40-45 minute match. But the order of elimination, sort of, I say early stages, it went on for a long time. Was Alton out first, then Sash, then Vucic. So it was then leaves Kemper fighting against the former champion and the heir to the throne, so to speak. So it was a tall order for Kemper, really, at that point. And we're not glossing over Vucic's involvement in this match either. He was just his usual violent bastard self throughout, which was great to see.
Got put through a table, though. That was an awesome
spot. Yeah. And that, I think it was powerbomb off Brady, wasn't it, through the table that got him eliminated. Sash, I think it was just before his elimination when he got in the ring all cocky and they did the who's behind me things like, well, if you're there, you're there. Oh no.
You got a perfect picture of that, dude. That's awesome. A credit to that as well, because you got that perfect in the picture, and then, by the magic of the internet, that will pop up in a second for everybody else to see.
I think it's just below. I think it's just below you there, Nick. We can just see the Sash's legs and Kemper's
legs. Yeah.
But it will pop up. But a few spots, like I said, we can't do it move for move, but obviously, the Nettles was awesome. Just seeing Alton Thorne, at left back was amazing. Obviously, I was hyped to see him in York. Got to see him again. Hopefully we see him, it's not just a 2 and done. I'd like to see Alton become kind of a regular at True Grits. We got the Kemper choke slamming Brady through 2 chairs. We got the genocidal Ketter Idol Brady Phillips over the top rope chair splash. I think you sort of said, I was like, oh, it's genocidal, it's suicidal, and you was like, well, he's from Ketter and he's going to be in it. I would be if I was from Ketter. But there was just lots and lots of moments. Obviously, like saying Vucic was just being Vucic, and was just absolutely being amazing. And but there was a spot which at the time I thought was kind of weird, but in hindsight, you kind of look back at it and you think, okay, that's building the sympathy. That's kind of building, because I can't remember who. I think it might have been Kemper was going to hit Riley with the kendo stick, and Brady kind of shielded him. Brady jumped in front of Riley.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
took the kendo sticks. And a few months ago, as a fan, I'd be thinking, I was like, that should be the other way. Brady would be hiding behind Riley, letting Riley take the shots. Obviously, Brady's jumping in. He's taking the bullet for Riley. which makes, you know, what happens next even more dastardly. It makes it even more heartbreaking. It just makes you be like, oh no, you know, he protected you, and you do that to him.
Well, it was. Well, I suppose we'll get to it when it was the final three. You know, half the field's gone. It's Kemper versus Brady and Riley. What was always going to happen happens. The rest of the regime come out, beat down Kemper. Brady's on. You know, Brady's I think got the brunt of it off Kemper and looking sort of worse for wear. Kemper's there for the taking. JC's in the ring and says, like to introduce you all to the rightful True Grit champion, Riley Nova. And the entire regime, my jaw just dropped as the regime took out Brady Phillips.
Well, he super kicked Brady, didn't he? Brady kind of got up like, what? And then Riley super kicked him, and then everybody just jumped on him like a pack of hyenas. It was just like, yes, feeding time, Bosh.
I was just aghast.
Yeah.
I really was. I know I predicted Riley for the win, but I saw it as being Riley opportunism. You know, like we saw in the tag match at York way back, or a few months back, where Brady wasn't in the ring. So Riley just went, oh shit, I best go for it. I thought it was going to be something like that. I didn't see this coming at all.
No.
And it was amazing. It really was. Riley then pins both Brady and Kemper.
Yeah.
And new True Grit Wrestling heavyweight champion, Riley Bloody Nova. As I said before, sometimes it's shit being right.
Like, damn it, it's a burden now. It's not even fun being right anymore. It happens so often. But yeah, obviously, you know, that's pretty much how it kind of wraps up. We get the beat down, we get Brady's neck in the chair, jumping, taking out Ivy screaming, like, no, stop. Obviously, you know, we've kind of got that whole thing now going forward of, yeah, you know, obviously Ivy, you know, will she kind of still be the heel co-GM? Will we kind of get sort of a bit more
the enemy of my enemy?
Ivy? You know, her and Bobby going to be on the same page. Do we get face Brady as a result of all this, which I would presume? It's just, it sets everything in motion where you're asking 20 questions and it's exciting to sort of know what the answers are going to be. But I can't guess what the answers are going to be, you know? No. And then obviously what happens next just even escalates it even further. And my little mind just went, it was just like, wow.
Do you want to take it on this one or?
No, well, I'll let you take one. I'll let you take the team return. Paul can obviously have one return, and I'll take the fourth return.
Okay,
so 4 returns.
So while we're asking ourselves all these questions of what does this mean for Ivy, what does this mean for the regime and Brady, what does this by extension mean for Adam Bolt? You know, we're going to have an Ivy regime and whatever offshoots, whatever. The lights go out. Regime is celebrating, waiting to try and crush Kemper's throat as well.
But before this bit, let me just acknowledge something that I said earlier about you know, the true, because this is when the chant started. This is when I turned heel. This is when I was like, no, fuck you all, right? You do not besmirch my hometown, the place where I grew up, the place that has the best fair in this country. Fuck all fair. It's all about Goose Fair. Nottingham's not shit, all right? And I will not have it.
I've heard bad things about Clifton.
Clifton aside. Good football team. Clifton All Whites. Very good.
Well, the word before the sack Nuno, but anyway.
But yeah, I just want to address that. Right, I'm not having it anymore. I'm not having it.
So, there's only like Nick and one guy I went to uni with that were good people that I know that have come out of Nottingham. But anyway, the lights go out and we hear sirens. As a long-term wrestling fan, I immediately think Scott Steiner's in the building. But it was even better. It was 2 other genetic freaks pop out from behind the curtain, as JC's yelling to get the lights up and get the music off. It's only fucking Nash Boat. Nash Boat are back. They're stood there, the sirens are going, the music's hitting a little bit. After the regime invaded the Nash Boat show the other week, Nash Boat are there. They're back. I'm losing my tiny mind. my tiny drunken pickled mind.
And then who comes out next?
Back.
The one and only Wesley and Jericho. So, it was absolute. I cannot even find a word to describe how it was for me. Like, I think what I filmed has been going round. I think Wesley shared it as well. I was sat very, very close to like where they were coming out. I didn't film so much of the actual return. I was just filming the reaction from the kids, and you can hear my voice breaking up on it because I actually was welling up at this return, just seeing how happy my kids were with this return. You can hear like I've completely broken at this point. It was just amazing, and one of them moments like I think about like why I got into the ring to have the match for the kids and everything like that. But when I look back at this video of this moment, it actually made me realise that I didn't even need to get into the ring at all. All I needed to do was just sit back and watch what was put in front of me, and to get that moment, it was like, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's it.
That video is so good. The kids' reactions and just it's the sort of thing that reminds you why you're a wrestling fan in the first place.
Yeah. I still watch that back. I show it to my friends at work, and like, this is why I need that that day off work every month to make sure that my kids can have that moment. You know, I'm probably not going to get well, if I have to get treated to in returning, then he'll have to leave often. So yeah, I know I'm not going to quite get a moment as special as that for a bit, but I'm so glad that I have that video. I'll cherish that for a long time.
Definitely. And then
that
wasn't it. There was one more. There was one more return. I'm taking this one because I've been a massive advocate since sort of day one. I've been heralding this person as being, you know, the next champion, and just being, I've been going on about it for ages. Like, when they're going to be back, when they're going to be back, when they're going to be back. They've got to be back. Come on, soon, please, give it to me. And they came back. ZZ is back in True Grit. So on the stage, we had Nash Boat. Where's ZZ just stood there, just waiting, just could feel the energy just building. And then Bosch head towards the ring, damage control, kendo stick, clears everybody out. And who's left in the ring by himself? JC. And obviously him and Wes have a bit of face-to-face. Before JC does stand up, though, there's like I was howling because Nash was just kept poking him with the kendo stick whilst he was kind of sat in the corner. Nash was kind of like kept stabbing him in the butt with it, like, yeah, fucking move. But then we got the face to face. Obviously JC being the big man, Billy Big Bollocks, sort of getting in Wes's face with his stick. And then sort of realizing he'd made a mistake, backtracking and be like, "Oh, we're friends. I am your friend."
No, and it was when JC was practically on his knees. Wes had him, ready to punch him. Was the bigger man. Didn't take the opportunity. JC immediately gets up, goes to it with a stick. Wes knows it's coming, dodges it, hits the big headbutt, gets to the top and hits the splash.
10-star frog splash.
Yeah, what a moment. Like I said, throughout all that, because ZZ, I think, if memory serves, this is the first time we've seen ZZ in True Grit since Jacob's Ladder 2024.
Well, it should be Ivy. I thought it was the last one.
Yeah. It's nearly a year.
Wow.
Nearly a year. We've got one of our top contenders and top faces in the women's division back. We've got the most beloved team in True Grit and former tag team champions back.
Yeah.
And we've got former world heavyweight champion and just possibly the most popular single wrestler in True Grit back in Enserico. Like I say, my goosebumps had goosebumps. It was
And
ridiculous.
we've got a name for them, haven't
high.
we, collectively. We've got a name for them, haven't we, collectively? Yep, the Rebels.
The Rebels.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what it was saying on the sirens. You know, with the sirens, I was trying to work out what it says, and it's "We are the Rebels." You'll hear it, and then I noticed on the farewell video on Piper's stories, Instagram, Facebook, there'll always be someone with a going home message. Wesley mentions the name the Rebels. So
we have a regime without expecting rebels.
Rebel scum. I'm putting the film down. That's not my thought. But the yeah, that was it, man. That was just generally the roof was just. I'm surprised. If you went past the left bank on the Saturday, if there wasn't scaffolding to try and reattach the roof to the building, it was just next. It just went. The fans, we honestly had no idea what to do, what to say, what to feel. It was just pure emotion, and it was just, for me, for that reason alone, I think it's it may be the best show True Grit I've ever done.
It's certainly going to be up there with Moment of the Year, as well. The whole show was brilliant, but that comeback has got to be up there for Moment of the Year, and just now. Oh, are they going to be in York? Are they going to be invading Nightmare? Are they going to interject themselves in Jacob's Ladder? What is going to go on? Azizi and Ivy going to bury the hatchet with the regime turning on Brady?
Yeah.
Is Zizi going to get a shot at Alexis Falcon?
Or is she going to go after Joey or someone? Because we're sort of saying it's not guaranteed that she'll go back into the women's division. She came out with Mascot Wes and took on like Joey Franco, Brad Satch, those guys. So, who's to say we won't get ZZ versus Joey Slade or, something like that?
Yeah, brilliant stuff. I just love the fact that ZZ had a jacket with her as well.
Yeah.
You talk about in a wrestling show, you talk about sending people home happy. I went home very, very happy. And I ran into two of my friends who were in Leeds for a Pendulum gig. So they couldn't make the show. They do come to the York ones. And I had to fight so hard to not drop any spoilers.
Yeah.
But that's I don't know. That's pretty much all I can say on the matter. It's just, if you didn't go off and watch it on Trailer before watching all of this episode, then, well, congratulations, you've got to spoil it for yourself. But still go and watch it. You know what I mean? Even though we've told you exactly, what's happened and giving you the results, it's not the same as watching it. We can tell you what happened. We can kind of try and describe the awesomeness, but it's nowhere near as good as seeing it. So if you still haven't watched it, there's a 7-day free trial. This is the perfect show to take advantage of that 7-day free trial. Sign up, watch this show, backtrack, watch True Grit like you'd watch Memento, or watch it in reverse, watch this show, and then love it so much you go back and watch every other show in descending order.
Yeah. I tell you what, I've just realised as well. It means we're a step closer to getting Riley Nova versus Billy O'Keefe for the True Grit Championship.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
I can't speak highly enough of it. Just wow. we talk about that moment for your boys, Paul, about Enserico coming out and reminding you why you're a wrestling fan in the first place.
Yeah,
the whole end to this show and a lot of the stuff that happened on this show remind me why I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah,
and I'm so invested in the storyline. Everything in the ring's great to watch and like top level athleticism and entertainment. There's a lot of bullshit discourse, particularly in the online space, about certain types of wrestling versus another. Well, watch True Grit and you get everything.
Yes. That's true. Yeah. It's doing it right at the moment, and these moments, I think that I said it at Redemption time. There is enough top moments this year that they've already surpassed the top 10 moments of the whole of 2024. And we were at that point at Redemption, like when Nashville won the tag team championships, it had already surpassed it. And we're like September time, there's a top 30 moments that could compete with the 10 of last year. It's just absolutely insane what's going on at the moment at True Grit. And we always say with certain wrestlers, you're always guaranteed a good match. They never have a bad match. You're not going to get a bad True Grit show anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the consistent good shows, and then occasionally you'll get this spike of something absolutely incredible, which is what we were blessed with at the True Grit Games. But I don't think you're going to buy a ticket to a True Grit show and walk out and think, well, that was a crock of shit. Yeah, it's just not going to happen now. You're past that point. It's just a good show.
It's a great show, and every now and again you get an amazing show.
Yeah.
Yes.
The baseline for True Grit
It's
now
great.
is 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
Like, it's 7 or 8 out of 10, and that's just so far above. I'm just going to my last word on this. It'll be something I've said before. Nobody is doing it like True Grit at the minute, and I feel like I've been saying that for 2 or 3 years.
But it keeps getting more. It is true when you first said it, and it's 10 times more true now when you say it. It's just. I want to take a second as well, though. Obviously, we've got a new champ. I just want to shout out my boy. I was so hyped when Kemper won the belt. He's had a series of great matches with the belt. He was an awesome champion. There was something kind of very, very cool, with him coming out, the fans' reaction when he came out. He had the belt. He looked like a fucking world champion, or heavyweight champion. Sorry, I hate it when they're called world, because it's got to be defended internationally for it to be world. So he was an absolute boss heavyweight champion, and hopefully, he's still around that main event. Hopefully, we still get to see him on a regular basis. And yeah, I'll be interested to see what happens next. But yeah, I just want to take a second to say thank you to Kemper for carrying that belt with such just awesomeness.
Yeah,
absolutely. And now let's have Kemper versus Will Cruz for a number one contendership match.
Well, if you want to watch that match, obviously I'd love to see it at True Grit, but you can see that match on YouTube at Pursuit's Friday night show they did a couple of weeks ago.
Ooh, okie dokie.
So shout out Pursuit on that one. But yeah, I'm done. I'm emotionally drained. I'm just sort of like highs and lows. We had the great moments. We had Nottingham getting slagged off. We had victories. We had comebacks. I just kind of came home and just my body was just in shock. I was like, yes, this must be what crack feels like.
Yeah, I stayed up. I was still up for another hour and a half when I got in, just on the come down from it all. So yeah,
just like
brilliant
crack.
show. Yeah, brilliant show. Bring on the next.
Yeah, one. I was supposed to be in work. I think it was 5 o'clock in the morning. The next morning, I just said somebody else cover it. I'm not coming in till 10 o'clock. I just couldn't sleep. I didn't want to sleep when I got home. I just wanted to watch it back. Yeah, it's amazing.
Right, gentlemen. Just aware of the time. It was going to happen. It was such a big show, so much to talk about. But let's wrap it. People's attention spans nowadays. And I can't talk anymore. I'm just emotionally drained. So if you haven't watched it, as I said earlier, go watch it. It's amazing. And gentlemen, as always, I love these hype shows or preview shows, review shows. Get to talk to you guys about True Grit. It just legitimately recharges my soul. So I'm like, I would want to say thank you for coming along and chatting as usual.
Thank you for having me, mate. I love these wrap ups. It's so good looking back on it all.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I remember what I can about the show, and then I talk to you guys about it, and then I just think, oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that. That was brilliant, and yeah, it just sets me up then for the next show. I'm just waiting then for the hype episode of We're Not That Far Away. It's going to be another banger, and then we'll be back here getting all excited about it again. The dimensions have just completely changed after True Grit. A new champion, it just changes the whole complex, and there's so much opportunity, and yeah, you just never don't know what's coming to you. It's like a blank canvas again.
This is exciting. Talking
Yeah.
of canvases, just taking a quick shout out. Saw the video. Congratulations to Gung Ho Muttley on making it on the True Grit War of artwork. You know, the Shroud of True Grit talent has now welcomed another member to the war, and that is the one, the only Mr. Gung Ho Muttley. So congratulations.
Well deserved.
Exactly. Gentlemen, I'll let you do your sign-offs. Again, I can't see if you put your things in your little name brackets, but if you have, awesome. If you haven't, shout out where people can find you.
Dan Griffin 21, that's my name, and just put 21 at the end. Just anything I'm doing on Twitter or Instagram, all the True Grit stuff's on there. And that UTT podcast and the Belt 2 pod for any other podcasts I do.
Gosh. Mr. Paul, getting the artwork up and ready for Love of Wrestling?
Yeah, I've just done another Bushwhackers painting, so yeah, I'm steadily working through them. So yeah, that's on Paul Stewart Art, I think, or Paul's Wrestling Art. I can't even remember now, on Instagram.
Paul Stewart Art, I want to say.
Is it? Yeah.
I want to say.
I think it's Paul's Wrestling Art. I can't remember, but yeah, try them both. You'll find me on one of them. You'll find someone else on another one.
Hopefully Ash will tag that one. If not, yeah, we'll find it via that one. Obviously, you know where to find us. You know, WTLS 420 on Twitter, WTLS 316 on Instagram. My boy Ash doing an amazing job with that as always. And yeah, you know, that's it. I'm done. I'm just gonna go and I don't know, just crash. I think I've just talked myself
Just
up.
dream about it.
Like, yeah. I feel like, oh, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm going to edit this episode and watch loads of video clips and try and decide what I can kind of edit into this over stuff as we're talking. You know, the good stuff. You know, I might just fucking put matches on at the end of this. We'll have a 4-hour episode, and it'll just be the True Grit show afterwards. I won't do that obviously because I'll get in trouble. But gentlemen, thank you so much. Obviously, everybody else, thank you for watching. Hit like, subscribe, share, comment, all the generic stuff we ask you to do. Join us later in the week when I am joined by the one, the only Mr. Rebus Kane, who you will get to see, Paul, when you go to Blackheart. Very, very cool guy. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. And remember, always work the left side. Goodbye.